Today, we are going to get started with top AI use cases that you can implement in your business. Now, you might be overwhelmed with the possibilities. And so we're going to break it down into areas that are common across small, medium-sized businesses that are both painful as well as have high leverage. But in today's video, we're going to actually focus in on single player mode. What do I mean by that? When you, as a business owner or an AI user, is going to just use one of the AI tools. So this doesn't mean that you're going to have a collaborative environment utilizing these tools across your organization, nor are you going to be using AI agents or AI automations. That will be followed up in separate videos because those are much bigger topics. And this way, these AI use cases, you can get value today, and they're much easier and accessible, especially when you're getting started. So we'll walk through 5 different examples, the workflows and step-by-step on how to actually create them and where the value is created. So let's dive in. Top use cases are based on these criteria: using value creation, so the direct impact on outcomes in your business, the hours or time spent, and the, of course, money saved versus traditional approaches, and what AI is actually good at, which is related to text analysis and what is highly accessible from non-technical people. So let's dive into what these cases are. So with strategic planning using Claude Projects, many SMBs skip through planning because they just lack resources, and it can be very challenging to sift through all your documents and really figure out how things are coming together. But with AI, it makes it super accessible and easy to do. Let's dive into the demo. So I recommend using Claude. So in Claude, if you go to projects, then we will you can either add it directly from Google Drive or you can upload it from your device. Today, we're just going to add in some data that we prepared. And we're going to do a financial analysis. Okay, so once you've uploaded your business documents, we included org chart, customer data, just about products and services, P&L, and some financial projections and some market trends. Okay, so we are going to use this prompt, which I created. We provide a format. So the prompt includes: first, carefully review the following documents in the project knowledge, analyze the documents thoroughly, assess the company's current market position, identify the company's key competitive advantages, evaluate potential risks facing the business, and develop a set of recommendations for the next 18 months. Synthesize your analysis and recommendations into a strategic growth plan. And I provided an example format. And throughout the analysis and plan, ensure you reference specific information so that it doesn't hallucinate. So let's see what it comes up with. We will include this prompt below so that you can access it and use it for yourself. All right, so this provided a really good, meaty plan here. This is like multiple pages. It provides some financials here. Obviously, you would want to just double check that this is doing a few things correctly. But I have noticed that Claude has gotten a lot better when it comes to financials and math in general. Strategic initiatives, key actions, outcomes, key actions. Great, so you can go back and forth, obviously dig into areas that you want. Let's have it visualize some of the documents. Visualize the customer data, MD. Okay, so we also generated some beautiful interactive charts just based on all that product knowledge to create a visualized strategic analysis of the company's health and metrics. Okay, so what you've done is gone into a project folder in Claude, uploaded any documents that you have, ask Claude to create a strategic analysis of your business to provide feedback and understanding. And of course, you can go back and forth with it, and then it visualized it into a bunch of interactive content and provided an analysis and key takeaways. You may have heard about ChatGPT's image generation. It went viral. And the reason that it's so good is that the images it's creating are just much crisper in a variety of styles, and it can overlay text very accurately, unlike others before that gave you gobbledygook text. So professional graphic designers are obviously very expensive. Ad agencies are very expensive. But with ChatGPT's AI image generation capabilities, this has just made it extremely accessible and affordable to get high quality images for ads. So you can create your own custom visuals for your marketing campaign in just minutes at such a fraction of the cost. So let's do an example. So first you're going to go to Facebook's Meta ad library, find a competitor or a couple different companies you like that have good ads. We're just looking at Sunday. They're a successful company, so they're probably paying a lot for these ads. We're going to get a couple of them. We're going to add our photo file. We'll do one at a time for now. All right, here's a prompt I generated. So create the product details. All right, we'll see what it does. It generated a description, and now we're going to use that image again. So here was the image we added. Now we're going to use create image feature on ChatGPT. Create image similar to this ad. Only use the photo and disregard the ad copy for now. Write this with a different male and a lawnmower. So we're going to pretend we're a lawn mowing company. So similar house, slightly different angle, different tree angle. Guy's wearing a different color shirt. I'm using a lawnmower instead of the weed killer. So pretty nice image there. Now we're going to ask it to generate the ad copy based on the original ad. Generate similar ad copy in style, format, language for Mr. Lawnmower, the name of our company. Okay, great. So it generated some ad copy. I don't have to think about that. Just read through it, see if it's similar and worthwhile. Mr. Lawnmower makes mowing effortless and satisfying. No gas, no hassle, just crisp lines and clean cuts. Power up your weekends with mower that does more. Find Mr. Lawnmower at your favorite retailer, now available at Home Depot. Shop now. The original copy was Sunday weed killer kills weed faster down to the root with natural ingredients. All right, so maybe needs a little bit of improvement there, but so far so good. The way you can improve this is asking for it to use an expert such as David Ogilvy and have it provide what his frameworks are and his language and style and improve that copy. We won't go through that exercise for this one. You can also take another approach by getting a few other ads and using other copy that you think would work. And then ultimately you just have to test things. But now you can easily generate a bunch of different images. And so you have no excuses not to test which ads work. And you can do this at scale very easily since it's so quick to create high quality ad images. So what we did again was go to Meta's ad library, identify ads we like from competitors or other companies we think are interesting that have good ads. Then we had it generate a similar ad for us as well as ad copy. And what used to take then thousands of dollars to pay an ad agency to do, we now can do in both seconds and basically only at the amount of a subscription. We're going to have Claude generate ad copy for us for emails. We're going to use a framework around asking for experts to generate that copy for us. And then we're going to have it actually write out a number of examples of email copy. This, of course, usually would cost thousands of dollars to have copywriters do professional emails in a certain framework and structure, but we can have Claude actually mimic those frameworks for us very easily. You can do this in a project. We're going to have Claude search the web for high converting email copy. Find the top people who do email copy, such as Agora Financial. Develop a framework based on their knowledge and what you find. All right. All right, great. So it basically found Agora Financial's writing style, developed the voice of customer data to develop understanding data collection methods. Okay, so it gave a full framework on how to approach mimicking what they do. All right, this is great. Now, based on these best practices, generate email copy for an offer for Mr. Lawnmower selling lawn mowers to consumers on an email list of lawn enthusiasts. Okay, so now we're going to ask it to generate email copy for us for an offer for Mr. Lawnmower selling lawn mowers to consumers on an email of lawn enthusiasts who subscribe to a newsletter about outdoors. You can also have it. You can also ask it to ask you questions so that you can provide more detail and insights. Obviously, the more context you give it, the better. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so using the problem agitation solution framework, it generated a very nice email and did it for us in seconds. And just from glancing, this looks like the writing style of those types of copywriters. So of course, you would still want to test this, but that just took such less time. So great. Okay, great. So once again, we had Claude look for expert copywriters such as Agora Financial, identify what their frameworks are, and then apply those frameworks for our ad copy using information about our business. And again, by adding more context and detail about what you're trying to achieve, who your customers are, and more context about your business, the better the outcomes will be. But again, using the strategy of identifying experts, getting their frameworks, and then applying them accordingly is a really useful tactic. Okay, so what we're going to do is upload our project knowledge, which includes any feedback or customer insights that we have from customer surveys, customer reviews, or any other content we have from customers to help understand what's going on. Then we're going to have Claude do the analysis, very similar to the strategic planning example, to identify patterns and common threads and themes. And we're going to make sure it cites specific examples that we can reference to ensure that it is being accurate. We're going to add more insights into our project knowledge. All right, so in our project knowledge, we added customer feedback, reviews for it to basically analyze a bunch of data and feedback, customer messages, survey data, customer feedback trends, scores, and customer reviews. Okay, so we created a prompt here based on customer reviews and support tickets. And we will also include these prompts. All right, so please analyze the feedback, the most common complaints, identify the top 3 to 5, trends in customer satisfaction, opportunities for immediate improvement, correlation between specific features and customer satisfaction, and then provide the analysis in a specific format. And then I told it what kind of language to use. All right, so let's see what it comes up with. Now it broke down what it's doing and how it's analyzing it. And then it provided some insights on specific complaints and gave quotes and references. It also provided ticket numbers so that you can go back to validate that these are accurate. Praise points, satisfaction trends. So it went through and did a really great job. If you just are concerned at all, again, make sure it cites the feedback and then it provides a little analysis and summary. We will include that prompt for you as well. We went ahead and had Claude analyze all of our customer reviews and various customer data. Then we just prompted it to identify what those patterns are, and it came back with specific citations and references, identified patterns, and gave some recommendations. And again, this would have taken weeks and hours and a ton of money to have someone go out and analyze all of this data, and it was able to do it in seconds, reduce that time and cost. Finally, documenting processes is critical for consistency, but often overlooked because who has time? But in order to start building out really good workflows for automating it, leveraging AI, you actually need to document your current state. And so you can now use AI to help you achieve that. But there's a couple little tricks and hacks that I recently discovered using AI Studio by Google. So we're going to go ahead and go over to aistudio.google.com. And what we're going to do is you'll see chat, stream, video generation, starter apps on the left-hand side. Okay, we're going to share our screen. Okay, we just selected the window that we want to share, and you can see it down here where it says Perplexity. I want you to document every step that I'm taking as I do it. What do you currently see?
You click the search bar labeled Ask Anything. What do you want to search for?
All right, can you document everything I'm doing, even the specific phrases and the tool that I'm using?
Okay, you have now typed look up the top retailers for lawnmowers in San Francisco into the search bar. Next, you click the teal search button to the right of the search bar.
Do you currently see what's happening?
Yes, I can see the search results for look up the top retailers for lawnmowers in San Francisco on Perplexity.ai. The first result displayed is for Lowe's Home Improvement. Do you want me to describe anything else on the page? You're on the Lowe's website and have clicked in the search bar and typed lawnmowers. There are several suggestions that appear below the search bar. Do you want to refine the search further?
How many results do you see?
I see 276 results for lawnmowers.
Okay, so we're going to copy that and put that into a Google spreadsheet.
You are going to copy lawnmowers 276 results and then open a new tab to go to Google Sheets. Is that right?
Yes.
You've now searched Google Sheets in a new tab and are presented with the Google search results. You're hovering over the first link to Google Sheets. Are you planning on clicking this link next?
Now can you summarize everything I have done so far?
Sure. You started by opening the Perplexity AI website, then searched for look up the top retailers for lawnmowers in San Francisco. After getting the search results, you navigated to the Lowe's website, searched for lawnmowers, found 276 results, and then copied that information into a Google Sheet. Can I summarize anything else for you?
Okay, so now I'm going to put that into ChatGPT, create an SOP for me based on these steps. Okay, so that's one cool little hack. If you actually upload a video of someone doing those steps, if you have any meeting recording tools, that is just an easy way to do it. Make sure there's transcription. That's always beneficial. Have them talking through what they do and their workflow. Then you can upload it to YouTube and have it in a private area. Drop in the link here and then have it summarize what is happening. That's one way to do it. You can also just use Loom or Trainual. These are really great ways to just systemize your work very simply. And then you can also always use Loom, and it actually summarizes what's happening. You can also have AI generate an SOP for you. You can search for SOP documents, have it go through, generate a list of questions that you would need to create an SOP, and do a conversation back and forth so that it can get out maybe some steps you forget about. You can convert it into a PDF format using Grok. Turn this into a PDF for an SOP. Once it's generating those documents, then you can, of course, have those in your Google Drive or wherever you house your documents. And so once you have that, you can figure out what's going well, what you need to change, or be able to easily train the next person you're hiring. And so Grok generated a nice PDF here for you as well, so you don't even need to worry about formatting. And then we can go over to Claude, visualize this content for my SOP. Okay, great. And so now you can make it a little bit prettier and easy to read using some visualization without having to worry about doing a PowerPoint. And of course, this is much more digestible than a boring PDF. But based on whatever your preference is now, you've been able to go back and forth with ChatGPT or Claude or any of the AIs to actually figure out what's happening in your business and what's the process. If you have the ability to do screen sharing, you can either do that with Loom or with uploading something to YouTube and then sharing that with AI Studio, or using AI Studio directly to document what you're doing as you're sharing your screen and going through the steps of the process. Or you can always use a tool like Trainual to help with that. And then finally, you're taking the summarization of all the back and forth of that documentation, putting it into a nice structure that either ChatGPT or Claude has generated, and then having it visualized via Claude or in a PDF format thanks to Grok. So that's a really great process for creating a standard operating procedure at a fraction of the amount of time it would have taken you. So now all you got to do is just hit record or spend about 30 minutes going back and forth with ChatGPT to get everything out of your head and into a document.